few years ago, one of my friends told me about these mirrorless cameras, and I kind of laughed at him. I mean, what is this, point and shoot? It's funny that this has become my go-to camera for vlogging now. Not only for vlogging, actually a couple of weeks has become my go-to camera, period, over the Nikon. So I chose the Sony over this D750. You know why? Size, weight, form factor. What else? Just flexibility. Check it out. What does that say? Nikon, right? With just this little $20 adapter, I can have a vintage Nikon lens on this Sony camera that takes a better picture than Nikon itself because it's got focus peaking. What that is you simply rotate the focus ring, or in this case it would be here, and the camera on the LCD in the back, it'll actually have red dots, or whatever color dots you can pick. Gives you like different options for color, and you know exactly what it's manually focusing on. So for example, with this lens, it's a full manual lens, right? So it's got the aperture ring, it's got the focusing ring. You would be looking through a viewfinder or looking at the LCD trying to focus. That feature, it could be sitting, I mean, you could be holding the camera down below and look at the LCD and see where the red dots are at. As soon as they're wherever you need them, boom, you hit that shutter button. So much fun to use old lens on. This lens was $80, made in Japan. Takes a mean picture. It's a 50 millimeter on a crop sensor. It's like a 75 equivalent, perfect portrait lens, f1.8 to f22. Excellent. Can't beat this for $80. Great lens. I'm able to use my old Rokinon lens too. I bought this for the Nikon, but it's a crop sensor lens. Fisheye, 8.5 millimeter. Really cool lens for interior and like if you want to get some skyscrapers or whatever. Some people like that look, but mainly this is for indoor. Makes any small room look big. If you're trying to take a picture of like the whole room in one shot, this will work perfect for that. I used to be a skater back in the day. It's just the whole fisheye thing kind of stuck with me from then, and I always wanted a fisheye lens, so I picked this up for my Nikon. And with that same adapter, this lens, boom, goes on this camera. Since this is my crop sensor and the Nikon's a full frame, on a full frame, this gives you a perfect circle picture. It's kind of goofy, so kind of need a crop sensor, and again, it's a full manual lens. So this little package is my go-to package now for both video and photography. The camera I'm using now is an AX6300. It's an actual camcorder. I'm filming in 4K, using an onboard microphone. Hope it sounds okay. Speaking of the microphone, so this is called Rode Video Micro. It's a little tiny microphone that's really lightweight, comes with a dead cat. And it looks really cool. Here, I'll show you the back. The whole mic is aluminum. It says Rode up there. Comes with the red cable. It says Rode on the cable as well. And it comes with this little mount that allows it to flex. I actually had this mic in 60 mile an hour wind and it was fine. Just got a bunch of sand all over the place. Wouldn't recommend taking this camera in a sandy environment. So even though it says it's dust sealed, maybe dust sealed, it's not sand sealed. It took me like hours of using a little blower to clean it all out. Anyway, good thing it wasn't a Nikon, but this is my go-to camera now. I'll be using this to vlog, and since I'm traveling a lot, people complain about battery life, whatever. Buy an extra battery, like 20 bucks for two with a charger. What's a big deal? Like, why are you complaining? They weigh nothing. Really quick, just wanted to show you guys tripod that I use, well, it's a Gorilla Pod or whatever, made by Joby. Seen a lot of people use this. Obviously, a lot of vloggers are familiar with this. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but for like, I think 40, 50 bucks, whatever these go for. Really cool. They're really lightweight. I could wrap it around things. It just works great. For photography though, so that's for videography. For photography, I take this off, get rid of this tripod, and I use this tripod. It's called the Mi Photo. It's aluminum. Super cool. So it unlocks here, only comes out like one time, so that's as tall as you can get it this way in terms of legs, right? So it's not very tall. All right, and then here you have these little clips. They're metal, so they're not cheap. These are all, everything's metal here. This is aluminum, I think this is steel. So you could adjust, you have three positions. One, right, you can go two, you can go one more, three. So you could have this thing pretty much, you know, completely flat. Then in the center, you have this guy untwists. You got this thing. You got a hook so you can weigh it down. Then you have one more little adjustment there. So ultimately, this is as tall as it can get. Not very tall. Boom. So like, I don't know, you can't really see it, but like that. Yeah. So I mean, it's what, about almost 3 feet tall, maybe 2.5 feet tall. So let me collapse it back down. Super lightweight, comes with a little bag for travel, works perfect. So for those of you that are looking for an ultimate camera and camcorder and travel equipment, keeping everything super lightweight, this is it. Sony A6300 and Me Photo tripod. You could even use this for vlogging. You just go like this, use it as a monopod, you know, and then when you travels, flips out like that, and then it folds into itself, you know, and then obviously, since I told you guys, this collapses. But yeah, this is its smallest form right there. I mean, what is that? It's nothing. It weighs next to nothing. Actually, in the smallest form, it's like smaller than Joby, I think. All right, so let me show you the bag that it comes with. It's here. Me Photo, this is the bag that you get with it for free. It's really heavy duty, it's padded on the inside. And again, so at the end of the day, you have a little bag to put this camera in, which any point and shoot bag will work, unless you have a big ass lens on it. Depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to travel light, then the kit lens, the pancake lens is the way to go. If you shoot raw and you know how to edit, you could take a really, really sharp picture with those lenses. You can do a lot in post. They take up no room whatsoever. This is the way to go. I mean, it takes up no room whatsoever at all. Super lightweight. Just fun to use, fun to shoot with. This lens actually taught me a lot about photography because it forces you to use everything manual. And when you use everything manual, well, you start learning how to shoot. You get faster at it. It's my new vlogging setup. I just wanted to share that with you guys and highly recommend it. I was back and forth when I first bought it, so I was gonna return it after my very first photo shoot with it, I gotta be honest. And then I decided to give it another chance. And I kept playing with it, and I kept researching, and I kept learning more things about both videography and photography. And the video features in this camera are insane. I'm not gonna get into them, but like, it's got the S-Log2 and S-Log3. You can do 24 frame cinematic 4K, and it basically, it's like it's a 6K image to get scaled down to 4K, so the clarity is insane. Then having full manual control and being able to put whatever lens you want on it, whether it's Sigma, Canon, Nikon, Sony, Zeiss, whatever. And this camera can take almost any lens out there, and if it can't take it directly, there's an adapter for it. And if it's not a digital adapter, meaning it could take advantage of autofocus, then at a bare minimum, they're going to have a mechanical adapter, manual adapter, whatever you want to call it. It has no circuits inside in order to tell the camera how to autofocus, so you have to do all the work. At least you're going to have that, which is way fun, way affordable, way cool. But yeah, that's about it. This is my new setup. I'll probably be mostly shooting with that on my travels. Cool. Well, you guys have a great day. Post any questions you have, and I'll try to answer them.